Yep.
Hello, everybody. Cynthia Akarachi, and I have Brad Reichart. Good energy, Brad.
Hey. Happy to be here, guys. Buckle up. We're going to go into some serious water knowledge.
Yes. We have a lot of information to share in a quick amount of time. We haven't been told the truth about water, so we're calling it the water wisdom, learning all we need to know about the crisis that's going on, the solution to what's going on. And we have a bonus for you at the end. So stay tuned, because here we go. I'm going to share the screen. All right, so here it is, water wisdom. So turn off your cell phones if you could, and your TVs, and close the door, get the kids busy, because this is going to be fact finding, and you're going to learn some new things that you didn't know about water. And so a little bit about me, I'm Cynthia Akarachi. 1991, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, and from what I hear from my sister, I struggled many years before that, but that's just when it was actually official. And so I know what it took to get my body up and running and feeling healthy. And when I finally found wellness water, or living water, or tie-in water, whatever you want to call it, this is the solution that I found, and we're super excited to share it. And there's many reasons for sharing this, more than just, me coming, finding it to heal my body holistically, but there's many things to learn. I was an entrepreneur. I was super excited, but I had to slow everything down to figure out how to get my body to run efficiently. And so Brad here has also experienced some good things about water. And let's hear a little from Brad.
Well, hey. It's good energy, Brad. There's a reason why that's my brand. And just on a quick caveat, Claudia is above me in the pictures. And unfortunately, she couldn't make it, but she's got a great story. We'll give you some of the high points. Here's the deal for me. There's an incredible backstory, but a little over a decade ago, I was nearly killed by a drunk driver. I was at a stoplight. And I used to be a triathlete, heavy into fitness, super salesman, making it, getting it done, making it happen. Well, that all changed. And my road to recovery has been arduous, to say the least. And then in the short term, I found Tyant water. And this has just springboarded me. It's like, instead of taking the stairs, I'm taking the elevator now with my health and my fitness and my wellness. And we're going to get into that here in just a moment. But I'm so excited to be here and share this story with you, because what you don't know can negatively affect you.
Yes. Okay. So, and it can happen slowly over time that we don't even notice what's going on. So here we're gonna begin. So I just wanted to say, are you drinking water for sickness or water for wellness? Let's find out the answer.
See, most families, they never think about water for wellness. Most families, and this would be the general, just about everybody, they're misinformed about water and what's in it.
Yep.
So a lot of people ask us, hey, where do Americans rank? We've got good water, right? Well, here's the thing though. When you look at it real close, where do Americans rank in health among top countries? We're the worst. And there's all sorts of things, maladies, mental health problems, diseases, more so than any other developed country. And you ask why? Well, we're going to tell you. And the first and foremost is Americans have a poor and just a dodgy diet. If it comes in a plastic bag, it's bad for you. Their exercise habits are questionable at best, and most are drinking water that's either acidic, right, or quite possibly, and many times, it's often that it's toxic, straight up. These are things that are like, hey, it's okay. No, it's not. So drinking the wrong water can actually dehydrate you. And we're going to get into that here in just a second. And notice that a lot of people think that bottled water is safe. It's not. So if you suffer from any of these things, everything from fatigue, muscle and joint pain, headaches, ulcers, weight gain, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, you need to know about chronic dehydration.
I know about chronic dehydration. My gosh, I'll tell you more later.
Yep, and so do I. And now that I'm hydrated, it's made a tremendous difference. So just know this, for every 1% of dehydration we lose 5% of our energy. And even though I'm good energy, Brad, let me tell you, I want as much energy as I can have, just because that helps me in my life, my wellness, and what I'm up to as an entrepreneur. So if you notice there, most people are around 20% or 4% dehydrated, which is 20% reduction of your energy. This will fix that. So how important is hydration? Well, it is the thing, because all your body's functions need water. And so when you start to look at it real closely, like everybody knows, yeah, your blood and your lungs and your eyes, yeah, those are all water-based. What about your skin? Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not getting any younger, and I'm not looking for any more wrinkles. But notice that even your bones are about 30% water. So we start to think about water and what it is and where you get it. And a lot of people have questions about filtered water, tap water, bottled water, reverse osmosis, which I was a practitioner for many years, and I had no idea that that was really hurting me. If you look to the left, you'll see that the absolute best water is this Tient water. We're going to explain how it's hydrogenated, it's alkaline, and what the positive effects for you are.
Yeah.
It makes a big deal. So when you look at it, there are some national and international regulatory agencies, and they test bottled water. 1/3 of bottled water contain significant amounts of contaminants, chemical or bacterial, and nearly 1/4 of bottled waters violated the strict California limits on bottled water. And there's all sorts of things in there that we know we don't want. And the worst part about this is that, yeah, you know what is going to happen. It causes cancer. And since 1 in 3 people are going to get it, might as well, ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So we have a lot of people ask us, isn't bottled water safer? Well, look at this. A German study of over 24,000 chemicals, it found that they were lurking in bottled water. That's because a lot of times bottled water is merely just filtered tap water that they throw a label on and they say, oh, it's bottled water, it's safe. No, it's not. So the thing that gets me really excited are the endocrine disruptors. These are gender benders. And the chemical compounds are found in all your plastic bags for food, all your plastic storage containers for food, and all your plastic bottles for water. And I'm very comfortable in who I've become, who I grew up in, and as far as gender bending, no thank you.
You're passionate. I love it.
Yep. So the New York Times even compiled millions of records and reported that as many as 19 million Americans become ill each year due to parasites, viruses, bacteria. And this is going to be found in bottled water. And this is one of the things where water for sickness is really quite prevalent. Now, Cynthia is going to share with you just a little bit about her story because she was diagnosed from this exact problem.
So when I was in my teens, I went to Florida, and I remember not feeling very good, and I believe it was the water. I had intestinal problems from that trip, and So I can't verify that, but I do know later on in my life that I did get a problem from drinking water. I was at a restaurant, didn't taste good. I was on a date, I didn't want to spit it out. And so it went in my body. And in a short amount of time, I was running to the bathroom, and I spent a few years trying to rework my whole system to clean it out holistically. And that's, again, when I found the living water, and I started to clean out my body, and got rid of the parasites and stuff that was circulating into my body from the water that I drank. And it, can just be one sip. And it was pretty big experience, because when it hit my stomach, we did it as if it was just another relapse, but it wasn't. It was different. So it took a little longer to work through that, and that was devastating to me. But I learned a lot about my body, and I'm healthy now to share it with you, how I rebuilt my body, and I now have the energy to do everything I want to do, where I didn't have the energy then. I didn't have any energy then. So I was drinking water for sickness. And now I'm drinking water for wellness, because it's living. Yes. Studies show too. I mean, we're not just telling you, things that we think are going on. They are what's going on.
So a lot of people ask us about, filters for water that they might buy at a box store, or one of the big boxes that you go to for for your home and garden stuff. And if you're spending $3 to $30 on a filter for your water, coming out of your tap, well, guess what? Read the fine print. And when it says reduces or tastes better, they won't tell you how much it takes the poisons and toxins out. It just tells you that it reduces. And so you get what you pay for. Now, for example, in the US, you have to look at it, there are about 91 contaminants that the EPA regulates, okay? But floating around in our water supply, just ask anybody in Flint, Michigan about this, there are 2,100 unregulated chemical toxins. And there's all sorts of things that slips into our water, and people think, oh, it'll be okay. No, even minute amounts can have very adverse effects on the human body through time. It's cumulative, and it works against you. Like I said, look at Flint, Michigan. So guess what's in your tap water? And there's a lot of bad stuff that can be. And Cynthia can get you hooked up with a free water appraisal for whatever your zip code is, and let you know what's going on. I was absolutely shocked when I looked at mine, and we're known for having good water until you have the best water. So there's all these things that can be in there, and none of it is good for you, and a lot of it will cause you severe or chronic problems through time. It's almost like smoking. And for those that wonder, oh, well, is this something new? Well, not really, because about 15 years ago, there was a movie, Erin Brockovich, and it was with Julia Roberts, I think it is. And yeah, it's a great movie. Tells the story, and you will be shocked what happened in our past, and it's still going on. Ounce prevention's worth a pound of cure. So keep that in mind.
Yes, a lot of they're unregulated too, so that's the scary part. It's the water we're drinking is not what we think it is.
So, when we start to look at what's in most tap waters, fluoride, that's a class 4 hazardous waste, and it's introduced into our tap water in these small amounts that they say, well, it's going to help you with the tooth decay. Well, not really. And when you look at it, it probably causes tooth decay and other problems, which are horrible and nobody wants under any circumstances. And like I said, when you start to look at it real close, Guess what? They don't have that in Europe. Why do we have it here? Yeah, that's a whole nother story. Now, this is my guy. I did lots of research on Dr. Albert Schantz, and he flat says it this way. I can give you all sorts of data on this, but fluoridation is the greatest fraud ever perpetuated on more people than any other fraud ever. Direct quote. So, now think about this. I'm a big history person. I know chlorine was weaponized in World War I and killed a lot of people. And this is something that chlorine, it destroys cells. It's really a pesticide. And if you ever go swimming at a big swimming pool, guess what? They chlorinate the water. And you know what happens. You're going to be putting on lotion after you get out of that pool because it dries out your skin, because it destroys your cells and your tissues. And notice that the EPA says that Americans consume 300 to 600 times the amount of chlorine that is considered safe.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a lot. And it's easy to avoid it. So when you start to think about chlorine and what it can do just in these small amounts that you're getting, we all know where this is going. It's cancer. And you look back about 100 years ago, yeah, cancer was one in, you can go to the next one, and cancer was one in like 120 people, but guess what? Now it's 1 in 3. So check out the top 10 worst states of tap water. Yep, California. Unfortunately, they grow a lot of the produce for the United States in California with this dodgy water. Yeah, anyway, so notice that those states have a lot of big population centers. So I was a practitioner of reverse osmosis, and you don't know what you don't know until you realize, holy cow, I didn't know. But since it's really demineralized water, when you start to look at it real close, reverse osmosis has a definite adverse effect to animals and humans, period. Straight up, flat out. So RO produces dead water, which is unstable and actually leaches healthy minerals from your bones, teeth, muscles, and tissues. So when you start to look at this, you put it under the microscope, and drinking water, bathing, just washing, making your coffee, whatever, most families, yeah, these symptoms and problems gradually appear over years and possibly decades, and people assume that it's either old age, genetics, or all this other stuff, and it's not. I'm not getting any younger, but I'm getting it back. And I was regionally competitive triathlete. I finished 24th in my first one ever out of 130 people. And I'm getting it back. So anybody that's using RO or regular water daily, we've got a surprise for you.
More bottled water too, yeah?
Oh, yeah. So Tyant USA was what this is ultimately about, because they have the most innovative, advanced, cost-effective, affordable solution in North America. They have the best dual filtration system available, period, giving you the purest water on earth. And we're going to explain how there's some other things that go along with this, like hydrogen and alkalinity, and you get to program your choice of how much. So the AAAs of water from the Tyant perspective is it's alive with oxygen, minerals, molecular, hydrogen. It's alkaline between 9.5 and 10.0. And here's my favorite thing, and I used to be Captain Kale. It has a negative, and Cynthia's going to explain why it's a negative 1050 ORP, which are millions of antioxidants. So I used to eat kale every day, and that's one of the reasons why I have a youthful, kind of vibrant, good energy thing going on. But wow, I can accomplish the same thing with water.
Yes, yeah, and so the water, the way it works is ORP stands for oxidation reduction potential. So my visual for that is when you cut open an apple, it starts to turn. If you leave it sitting on the counter, it'll turn brown. That's oxidation. You don't want that to happen. So when our cells start to oxidate, we need more antioxidants, and the water has antioxidants. And the reason why it's an antioxidant is because of this hydrogen. When there's too many positive ions in the body, that's too much oxidation. And what we were looking for is the negative charge ions. And I know, because I was trying to reduce inflammation from the autoimmune disease, that I needed to have more negative ions in my body. And what happens is when you take two hydrogen atoms and you put them together, you're getting a molecular hydrogen bond, which gives a negative charge. So I don't know how many people like chemistry, but this is a visual of the water. When it comes through the two different sections of those plates, it splits off all the positive to the left, and then you'll see the negative charge ions of the H2, and that's what helps it be a high antioxidant, because you're reducing the amount of oxidation in the positive charged ions. Yay! Hydrogen, the lightest, smallest atom, and your family can have now molecular hydrogen quickly to every cell in your body, which is super, super hydrating.
Yeah.
We have Tyler LeBaron, who is he started the Molecular Hydration Foundation, and there's over 500 clinical studies on this topic. And you can go to his Molecular Hydrogen Foundation website. Now we know that people go to these healing springs all around the world, and it's therapeutic. And why is that healing water therapeutic? It's because it contains the hydrogen gas, which is the smallest molecule, which reduces, like we said, the oxidation. So here's Claudia. She's not with us today, but sometimes she joins us, and she has been drinking the water for about 6 to 7 months now. She has definitely more vibrant energy. She has 2 boys. She gets up super early to start her day, and gets, just like any mom, she's busy all day. And she says she has better flow of energy, more focus, and when I was with her, she wanted me to show her an example of what it was doing in her body. So we took some grapes that were wrinkled in the refrigerator, and we poured the alkaline water on them. And I said, let's check this out in the morning. And we threw in some jalapenos in another container. And the next day, both of them were vibrant. I didn't eat jalapenos because I don't need those, but the grapes, she loved both of them. But the grapes were like right off the vine. They were crispy, no wrinkles, and they were just fresh again. So the water can, it shows in the vegetables what it's doing. It revives your body. So the H2, this molecular hydrogen, delivers fuel to the cells, which increases ATP. And ATP is the energy center of our body, which brings it more alive, brings up the oxygen and the hydrogen. And that's what is super, super important. And that's why I had the energy to heal, because the water was giving me more strength in my cells to actually do what the body's supposed to do, to restore it back to homeostasis, which is the original form.
So when you look at some of these doctors, and they've looked at this, with, a critical eye, and what you're gonna find out real quickly is that what we're talking about is the biggest advancement in healthcare since penicillin. And when you start to look at what's going on with the Koreans and Japanese, this whole ionized alkaline water is all the rage over there. And notice that the incidences of disease that we suffer are completely absent over there. So look at even Dr. Ben Johnson. Alkaline antioxidant water is probably the most profound discovery of our time. And you can have this in your own home.
Yes, it's available now.
So when we start to look at this from the big picture, and you start to look at places like the Oasis of Hope, which has been around for over 50 years, they use water, and they use Tyann water, and its ORP rating is so high that this is what they give to their cancer patients. This is absolutely critical because it can reverse, and in the mainstream, they don't like to talk about it because it's a miraculous recovery when it gets reversed, because they have three ways. They're either going to cut it, they're going to use radiation, or, there's chemo. And if you have ever known anybody that has had any of that, it's best to be avoided at all costs. So a lot of people ask us, they're like, hey, can this save us money? I mean, there's obviously going to be a cost, and the answer is absolutely. When you start to look at it and you start to think about Tyann water versus like bottled water, it's actually inexpensive. So the average 4-person family, they spend over $2,000 on bottled water if that's what their primary method of hydration is. And there's a whole list of things that are best avoided with bottled water. But through time, I will ask you this: what is your health and wellness worth? And since you're getting all these antioxidants, it really makes sense. So when you get a water ionizer from Tyann, there's all sorts of really cool things that you can do with acidic water. And it's a great for cleaning your bathroom or using it as mouthwash. And guess what? There's more than one level of acidity. For ladies, hey, what about a hair dehangler? And guess what? You don't need to buy the latest, greatest thing. Just need to use this water. Isn't that great? So when you start looking at how acidic it can be, well, you can replace your dish soap. It can be a stain remover and jewelry cleaner, of all things. Yep. It's out of the same machine, and it's just part of the high science that is in Tyann water ionizers. So, you can see you're spending well over $1,000 fiddling around with bottled water. And let me tell you, you don't want any part of that, especially if that bottled water has ever been out in the sun, even for 15 minutes, because of the toxins that are going to be released from the plastics. So, especially in this day and age where healthcare is kind of the buzz and there's a lot of craziness going on, rather than to buy into that whole system, what if you just avoided it altogether? Ounce of prevention, pound of cure. If you don't need it, you don't need it. So imagine reducing some of your medical bills. And what if you didn't even have them? You don't need drugs. You don't need doctor's visits because you're just healthy. Before my car accident, I went over a decade without seeing a doctor because I was so healthy. Now with Tyann water, guess what? Between the water and still eating lots of kale, my intention is I'll never go back.
Yeah, I know I've reduced some of my monthly bills. I was spending a whole lot. And so here's the chart. Are you drinking water for sickness or water for health? On the left side, a lot of the beverages that most people are drinking, coffee, soda, beer, and those energy drinks, those are acidic. And one of the things that Claudia did was she chose not to drink those. And so she is fully alkaline. She's on the other side of the chart now, drinking the water and eating the vegetables and being just more alkaline. And that's why she's feeling a lot better. So
And
go ahead.
I was just going to say, that's why we don't get sick. We just don't get sick because in an alkaline body, yeah, the negatives can't happen.
Well, here's Tint USA, just to quickly go over this. The company that I found a few years back, which I can't wait to share with you, is Tint USA. They're a manufacturer straight to a dealer. They have the A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and their satisfaction for customer service is their priority, and they do a great job. And some of the features that they have is they have the lifetime warranty, which no other company is giving. They have customer service for lifetime of the product because it's a lifetime warranty. And so their filtration system does say what it does do. And you can, it's a dual filtration system. It's not just one, it's two. And then they have titanium plates, which splits the water, highest grade. They have a 75-day in-home trial, and they have it so you can set it up depending what your water supply. Some people need more amperage, some people need less. I just was at a house that had such acidic water, I had to crank the machine way up, but they have that built in. And like we said, it's an antioxidant and it's fully hydrating, and it's the best, easy to use system that I've seen out there. There's a guidebook to help you find how to use the water, all the different ways. The FDA has not approved this. It's not a food or a drug. So we'll skip over that. Okay, so Tint. This is what Tint water ionizer was 15 years ago. $15,000 in this big machine. It was only found in hospitals and high-end homes. But Joe Bakuti was convinced that he could get this down in price and in the households for everyone to have. And he worked hard, and it wasn't easy, but he did it. And so here we have the 11 plate models that have the extra hydrogen boost. It has a lifetime warranty upgrade, which is $1,250. The white glove customer service is $475, and the Good Life bottle, which I totally recommend, it's vacuum packed, double sealed metal bottle that can keep your water from oxidizing. It keeps it sealed and fresh. And then I totally recommend the shower head to shower in this with the clean water. So all this goes up to about $7,000 for retail price. But Brad, you're going to go over this, right?
Right, absolutely. So what I wanted to point out to everyone is this is factory direct to you. Now, Cynthia is the representative, and that's how I got my water machine. And so you cut out the middleman. This is factory direct pricing. So when you start to look at it real close, you see all the value that comes with this. It's so much more than just a device. There's so much high technology. And when you start to look at the sale price, suddenly, normally we ask $7,000 for these, and we've sold them for that. But guess what? This summer, yep. And as we look at a little bit into the future, we're going to sell them for $3,495 all in, and you get all that value. A lifetime warranty, yeah, white glove customer service. And let me just tell you, once you've had access to the shower head and the bottle, yeah, you're not going back. But remember, if you need a little extra assistance, there is a 75-day in-home trial, period. That's when you start to look at it real close, you're talking about almost as much savings as the actual price. That's because where we are in time, where we are in space, what's going on in the world, and how we can use advanced manufacturing techniques to keep the price low, because we'd rather see it in more homes than not. So for $3,495, yeah, you're going to want to look at this real close and start your 75-day in-home trial, because it only took me about a day. And what I can tell you is my biggest takeaway about this is it's the rebound. You know, you go out and work out, you do some things, and you get tired. But when you drink this water, the rebound happens so fast. It's like I'm 15 or 20 years younger. And that's amazing. So what here's what here's what you need to know. You're going to maximize your hydration with molecular hydrogen. You're going to improve your overall health and wellness and slow the aging process. Like I said, I don't know anybody that's looking for any more wrinkles. You're going to protect your family from dead, acidic, and even toxic water. Remember, that bottled water that everybody considers the go-to safe thing isn't, right? When you increase your alkalinity, disease does not occur in an alkaline body. Now, Cynthia and I can both tell you, it's been a long time since we've been in the medical industrial complex, and we're going to keep it that way.
Right, and I don't have a slide here about the sports. Like we just were talking about, your recovery rate is quicker. Well, word got out, and I'm telling you, Tom Brady and some of those top football players and sports players that have an in on this secret that we are sharing with you. This is going to be a household item in no time, because of the water crisis that's going on. Think about it. Your tap water, your bottled water. People are uneducated about what's going on with fluoride and chlorine. So sports people want their peak performance, and that's what they're doing. They're drinking giant water. This is the above unit counter on the left, and that's the below unit on the left, and the above unit is on the right. So this is Water for Wellness. Many people are discovering it. We were sharing it with you. I appreciate your time. This is to me, when I first sipped the water, I knew that I found something very special, and I'm super excited to now be healthy enough to share it all with you.
Yes, absolutely. And like I said, for me, the biggest revelation was the rebound effect. When we're going to do something, I want to get it back. This has really helped me step into a new role, because, what happened, but I'm still the person I was. My mind has shifted, and now I'm bringing my body with my mind. So this is overall wellness with water, and it can be in your house, and you can drink it every day. It is amazing, and just flat out, straight up, it's awesome. I feel great. I'm good energy, Brad. Thank you guys for tuning in, and start your 75-day in-home trial now.
Yes. And just one more note, we do have financing. This is like a car. It's something you may not have the money for today, but it's something you definitely need because it's going to change your well-being. So with that note, thank you, Brad, for joining me. And thank you guys for listening. And we will see you in the next video. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Well, I got to do it again. Hold on. Bye-bye.